Okay. Okay. I think it's better this time. Yeah, that's separate. No, get out of here. Well, let me wait. Says excellent, so that's good news. I don't think my little laptop can run 2 streams. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. Hello, I see it says there's one. Who is it? I hope everything is back to working. I think it is. I think trying to run 2 things, or maybe having it all open earlier while I was figuring it out. I don't know, stressed it out. But hopefully it's just gonna work normal now. Hello. I see you now, Corina. Hello, hello. I'd also turn the latency up a little, so instead of picking ultra low, I just picked low. So it may be a little bit more of a delay, but maybe that'll be more stable. Let me go ahead and turn this on now. Okay, so let's just move that. So here's what I have. These are my watercolor paints. So there's a whole bunch of colors in here. And I've got this little pot of water. And I've got a watercolor brush. This one's a pretty large one. I do have them that get really, really tiny, so you can do itty bitty nail arts, but you can paint your nails with watercolor paint. You just have to treat it like watercolor paint. I have already painted my nails white, and I did matte them because it sticks better to matte. And it's less like to shrink up and, like, you know, how water does. Okay, looks like we've got somebody else in here. Hopefully this is working. Let me know, let me know. Is everything running like it should? Hello. Hello. Look at this beautiful red nail polish. It's fancy. Let's zoom in some more. There you go. Yay. That's what I got going over here. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you for confirming. I wasn't sure about this. I don't know what the issue is, but it's great that it is working. Let me have a little sipsy. Thank you. I've already put it up, but it's one that I got from like the Hella Handmade, and it's so candy caney to me. I just love it. But here's my white. I just use regular cheap white nail polish because blacks and whites don't have to be expensive. They're basic. Here's my little thing I like to balance my hands on. But I'm probably going to be turning it around, so I don't need it. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's make that a little bit less blurry. So here's my little brush. I'm going to do a lot of cross-arming stuff here. Maybe if I just bring this closer while we're working on it, that'll be less of a problem. Just put it right there. I am not left-handed, just so you know. So if I look awkward, it's because I'm not left-handed. So, I was thinking, as far as like colors, like, should we do like a Christmas tie-dye because that's that season, but also that's not what I think of when I think tie-dye. So like, I have a bunch of colors. Let's look at those again. So like a bunch. What colors should we use? Because this part is really the easy part. This is the abstract-y stuff. And so these colors are going to kind of blend into each other. And then there's metallics also. Like, what color should we tie-dye today? Greens and purples. I do love that color combo. I have a whole lot of green to purple nail polish. And I do have both of those in metallics. So maybe I can incorporate some of that as well. So let's see about doing some of that. That's where I'll up on it. Let's see. Let's do like this limey green. I'm just getting them wet. You gotta get them wet to start with. And then we'll have this darker green. And then I'll get this metallic green wet. And then let's get a couple of purples wet also. I'll get the metallic one. Those need lots of water. And maybe this pastel-y one. And then also this darker purple. Okay, so we got a bunch of wet paint. What are you having for dinner? Hello, everybody, come. Things getting blurry on me again. Hi. Hi, Phoenix. Thank you for coming back in here. We had a little bit of struggle, but it seems to be working now. Roast beast. That's the best kind of beast. I prefer my beasts to be roasted also. I'm just gonna smidgen some of this on here. See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. The mat is supposed to help with this, but I think it's because my hand has been painted since I was at work earlier. I think it's gotten a little oily. I tell you what I'll do though. I'll buff it. At least you can wipe it off. Let's just buff them a little bit so they got a little texture. Because I don't really want my paint sliding around like that. Hi, Skittles. Thank you so much for coming back. We had some technical difficulties, but we're okay now. Let me zoom this out a little bit because I'm just buffing. I painted my nails white. Just getting them a little bit rougher. Because, I mean, I did put matte top coat on them, but that was several hours ago. And I think just living my life over the course of the day, they've gotten a little bit oily. So it makes the water bead up. And that is not what we want. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. All right. This is just regular nail polish, but you can, you know, obviously do this on gel or paint. Whatever is your forte. There we go. I think that's probably good. For those of you that just came in, bye Karina, thank you so much for coming. Here's what we've got. I got all these watercolor paints, and I did get some of the green ones and some of the purple ones wet because Karina and I decided we're gonna vote green and purple paint for our tie-dye. So that's what we're doing. Yes. So I just buffed it, so hopefully it'll spread a little bit less. I'm gonna have to hold my hand in a weird way because I am not left-handed, but that's okay. Are they? Wow. Perfect. Perfect timing. The best part of abstract nail art is if you're using your non-dominant hand, it looks like it was supposed to be that way. I got a bit of a light shade of the green and the purple and then a darker one so that we can kind of have a little variety, and then I've got some metallics as well. But watercolor is fun. If you get a really tiny brush to do it, then you can make some really fancy stuff. Oh, gosh. Not even kind of in the camera. That's cool, though. I got too wet. I'm going to put some of that water off. There we go. So, you know, in the camera, it's a lot lighter than what I'm seeing. Like, I can see that purple a lot better in real life. I wonder if I can put some more, though, because I would like to be able to see it more. Let's put some darker purple on here. I wonder if it's, you know, it's when there's so much light that I think it just washes it out. What if I turn these two off and maybe turn this one down or off? That makes it a little easier to see, right? A little, not incredibly. Turn that one down some. I feel like it just gets so grainy whenever I turn the lights down a lot. But this one is so bright. Oh yeah, that's definitely not good. But if I turn it down. Ugh. I feel like that makes it weirder. Just tiny hint this one. There we go. You can kind of see that purple, right? Color balance is hard. I don't know if you guys see it the way that I see it. Hopefully it's clear. Okay, what have I missed? Yeah, you can't see the purple very much. I don't know how to make it more visible because I am not a professional. Now it's like all dark here because I turned those lights off. I'm like, does it really even help? Blue and that seems to help. Let's put some more purple on it. How about that? Pink and black. I like that too. You know what? Here's what we'll do. We will do a different color combo for each of our nail areas that we're working on. We'll just start with our purple and green. I'm going to add a darker purple as well because like you really can't see that one very much. I want to be able to see it. Good Lord, that's a lot. That one you can definitely see. Pardon me. We got a little crazy just now. Let me soak some of that up. That's one of the interesting things you can do with watercolor, though, is soak up the excess water. Now I feel like we need more green because that's got real crazy real fast. Let's put a little bit of that one over there. And then get some more of this light one over here. But I want this to come up more because that purple just took over everything. There we go. Come on down. A little bit of that. Just making mud. All right, we'll let that one be for a minute because it needs to dry. We're just making a mess at this point. Okay, so let me read these. We'll do pink and black next because I think that sounds great. And Halloween's my favorite season, so I am also a huge fan of the purple to green combo. Pulling off some of that water. And so I got this watercolor palette from Amazon. They got everything on there. And I like watercolor nail art. Ooh, is it getting crappy? Because it's giving me a warning. It's hard to see in the camera. Is it because it's blurry or because I was out of the screen? Yes. Oh, thank you. I do love this red over here. Okay, I think I'm caught up. I don't know what's going on with the stream speed. I think it's this because it's got the warning thing that was there earlier, but we resolved it. Talking about, oh, it's not getting enough video. And I'm like, I don't know why. Because it said it was fine. Let me open the studio and see. I don't know what the deal is. I'm gonna try and figure it out. The stream's bit rate is lower than recommended. Why? I don't know what its issue could be. I feel like installing that extra software has just made everything terrible. How did I put that in here? I wonder if I can take it out. I don't remember. It was a plug-in. I don't know. I don't know. I am not good at technology. I hope it fixes itself soon, though. I wonder if, I'm going to say if I change the Wi-Fi that I'm on, but I don't think it's a Wi-Fi problem. Because everything else seems to be running fine. Guess we'll give it a second. Oh, now it says excellent again. Is it okay now? Is it working? Because if it's working, that would be ideal. Our paint is getting dry. Yes, wonderful. Okay, thank goodness. Let me wet a pink and a black paint. I'm going to do it with my good hand because this is hard with the bad hand. That's not black. That's blue. I've got this face wipe here. Is this one black? Nope. That's green. One of these is black. Maybe it's this one. It is this one. Okay. We're going to put the pink on first because you got to go real easy with blacks. Let's see. Oh, yes. What are you ordering? I am horrible at technology. One day, I might meet someone who's a professional and can teach me how to do it. Maybe. I'm going to try and start with the pink in the middle. And then I'm going to put some of the black around the edges, and then we're going to try and just blend them together without completely ruining it. That's the goal. We're going to try it. Whether we're going to be successful or not, I don't know. I don't think I got that one buffed very well, but it's okay. Not too much water. No, boom, 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 boom. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this over here so the water can pour off on it. Ooh, let me try and be in the camera, sort of. So this is the little rag thing that I'm using. I'm going to pull some of that off. There we go. Get some more pink, I think, to put up here. That seems fun. I would like this black around the edge to stay around the edge, but I don't think I did a very good job buffering on the edge. But you know what? My stamping is going to be black anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. I just don't really want all these white gaps. I can always put more on there, though. Okay. That's right. Ooh, stuffing for Thanksgiving. Yes. My count at her fingers, yes, that's the look. So we got these two. See, this one's dry. So like we could do more with it, but I think we're gonna let it be what it is, at least for now. This one's gonna start working on drying. What two colors should we blend together next? I don't know if I saw anybody say anything so far about that. Oh, before it got mixed. Well, I mean, watercolor is kind of like a marble. And if you're doing it with your dominant hand and you're good at it, you can do cool stuff. You can make like little flowers and stuff. I'm not that good, but I can get by. Yeah, these are regular watercolors, just watercolor paint. And watercolor brush. Like, there's definitely a learning curve. Blue and gold. I have blue and gold. Light blue or dark blue? You wet this gold up. Let me know, light blue or dark blue. I got like 7 shades of blue, but we'll just start with the gold. Dark blue? Okay. Let's get some of this plastered on here. I might have to buff this nail some more because it's really trying to peel up. Let's buff it a little more. Okay. Now, yeah, it's sticking down a little better. Little better. Okay. We'll put some of that. And then, that's not a very dark blue. Let's try that one. Yeah, that's not super dark. That one is, though. Here's a dark blue. What do you think about that shade? Pretty dark. Alright. Add some water. I'm going to add some more gold, I think. But we'll get it real wet. That looks fun. I'd like a little bit more of that dark blue. That's pretty cool. I think when it dries, I'm going to put some more gold. But I do like that. That looks cool. And the edges kind of, they give like old paper vibes, in my opinion. Pouring off some of that excess water. Hi, welcome back. Glad you made it back. Salmon Design Company, the professional designer. That's right. Y'all, if you don't know, Salmon Design Co., she is a graphic designer, and she does really cool stuff. And she's been branching into the nail polish design. You guys should check out her stuff. Yes, I want more gold, but I think I can try and put it, but I think it's going to keep running off until it dries a little bit. There we go. Well, that actually stayed okay, but it is running a spot up here. I want more water in it to dilute it. How about that? That looks pretty cool. Here's this one over here now that it's dry. It's looking neat. And then here's that one. So we got these three going. What two colors shall we do next? You're welcome, girl. Hey, dinner's delicious. I haven't even decided what I'm going to eat for dinner yet. Look at this beautiful towel we're making also. So, like, double art. Yep, absolutely. Give her a follow. If you need any graphic design, holler at her. What two colors shall we do next? I know. It's so fun. A little colored up paper towel. Red and green? Yes. Yes. Let me get some classic red. Wet it up. And some of that classic green also. For Christmas. Ugh, I made the green a little bit dirty. Okay. Let's start with the green because I feel like green is a lighter color than red. Maybe. So let's do that. And let's put some down here on another not so greatly buffed nail. But that's okay. Let's get some of that red. I'm going to try and put this here in the middle. See, that's what I'm talking about. That one just overwhelms. Let me get some of this shade of green too. It's a little bit, I'm going to take some of that off. That's real wet. Let me try and darken up these a little bit. That way, hopefully, when I water them, maybe it won't completely disappear. Okay. This might turn to mud, but we'll see. It's definitely getting a little orangey. Pull off some of that water. Put some more of that. This one's crazy. It's giving like Jamaica. Not so much Christmas. I want some more red though, because like that red vanished. I don't want that brown to be brown. I want it to be red. But I feel like I might need to let that dry a little bit so that maybe it doesn't bleed as much. Yes, I'm going to stamp over them. We're just making the watercolor part, and then we're going to do the tie-dye stamping over it, so we're not going to see the lines of this super well. Yeah. We're just making a fun little marble. I don't want that brownness. Let's pull it off. That one's something else. The green keeps disappearing. me try and put some more down here on top. I think that's gonna have to be okay for now, because that's a wild nail. Me get some of that excess water to be hanging around the edges. Okay, what two colors next? Maybe two colors that, when blended together, they don't make brown. Yes, we're definitely gonna be stamping. I've got this cool stamping plate that we're gonna try out. Two more colors that blend into a nice color. What shall we do? We learned that red and green don't blend together well. I'm gonna get this one nice and buffed up. Who has a color wheel? Save us. We can do that's right, everybody, destroy your space looking for a color wheel. Like if we do pink and blue, I think it'll just become purple. Or if we did, well, we just did a red, so we don't want to do yellow and red. Or what have we not done? We could try it orange and something. Uh-oh. Silver and another color. Silver and another color. I don't actually have a silver, but I have a metallic blue that's kind of a substitute for silver. Let's see here. It's like that color. That's dark. I think that might just be dirty. Yeah, that is probably the best I got in a way of silver. I don't know why there's not a silver as one of the options. Pink and orange. Orange and blue. I don't think orange and blue would blend together. I think that would turn to brown also. They are complementary, but I don't think they blend. You want to try it? If we make brown, it's going to be on y'all. I think pink and orange would go together, but I don't think blue and orange will. But yeah, let's do this one. Do you want the orange to be a metallic also, or a cop, or like just orange? I have bright orange, and then I have like fall time orange. Traffic cone orange. Yeah, skip the poo. That's what I kind of thought. Yeah, so orange and pink. I want to do like a sunset vibe, since we've already got a nice pink available. And I liquided an orange one up. I think that could be cool. Let's put the pink on the top, because I think that's how it would work. If I remember how sunsets work, which can't say that I do, but let's pretend. It's dark here by the time I get off work these days. All right. So we've got our pink and we've got our orange. Let's get them a little wet. And then I think I would like to just blip, blip, blip some pink over here. Oh, it done changed my blur level. Get right there. Pretending. Yes. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. I would like this orange to kind of come up in here more. Not get stuck over there on the side. But it pulls. Like, really, you could probably get away with flipping it upside down to do some of that. But that's not a bad little marble we've got going there. I like that one pretty well. So maybe we'll give it a minute to dry. Let's have a look at what we got going over here. This one still ain't dry. There's so much wet on it. There we go. I would like some more purple to show up on this one. So I think I'm gonna just get a little bit more. And just do that and let that dry in there. And then maybe we spread just a little bit more pink on this one. Give that a chance to dry a little bit. Because it is so much black. There we go, pull some of that off a little bit. And then we wanted some more gold for sure. Thanks. I think we're doing a good job. We're coming along. We're getting some art. Right. Yeah. I don't know about this guy. This one really needs to dry. So I think we will stop painting for now. The camera's like, no, dear God, don't look at it. This one might be my favorite. But let's set this water out the way and close this paint. I'm just going to put the brush inside of it. Because we need to get some stamps anyway. Just put that over there. Goodness. And back this up a little bit. There's our hand. Here's my paper towel that I've been scraping on. It's like crusty on that side. That's okay though. We have a black polish. And I've got 5 stamps that are just already out. Okay. Now, I want to try and pick some stamp designs that are not too covering. Like, I definitely like this one. And this one's cool, but I feel like it would cover up a lot. This one might be good. I would also be open to maybe trying to do a French out of that. But then also, I feel like that one's pretty cool. It's like an S, even though it's kind of covering. And then this one is good as well. And I'm like, this one could probably be cool, like if we got this part in a corner. So like, what do you think? Do you see any of these that are your favorite? Right, right. I also am just obsessive with using this good old paper towel and getting its use out of it. I've got another clean one right here for whenever this one goes to crap. These are coming along. So let's pick up this one first because this is the only one that I'm like sure I definitely want to do. But let me know which of these patterns you think would be good. I probably should get another paint out because this one's getting like dry. The one I'm in the bottom right corner. So here, I like that one. Hey, hey, we got one. I was just discussing earlier, actually, about stamping technique and about the fingers that you use to hold your stamper. And so I'm going to experiment also, it's a day of them, with holding my stamper with these two fingers instead of these two fingers, because it seems like you might stamp lighter if you just do those two. Let me get out another paint. Yes, for science. We'll just do this one. Actually, that one might be brand new. Okay, we'll do that. So if we hold our stamper with our ring finger, or ring, Jesus Christ, our middle finger instead of our index finger, then hypothetically we can scrape lighter and be more successful with our pickups, especially on like negative space. So that's the whole goal of the experiment, is to see if it makes you a better stamper. All right, let me clean these off because they're just intrusive. Dang, I had just filled this pot up with acetone a little while ago, but I guess it sat here and dried out. Let me put some more. I've got to open a new bottle. We do love science. I am the nail scientist. I don't know if you guys know. If you haven't been deep dive, like in the old days on my channel, I've done some fun nail science. I did an allergy test for gel polish when I first figured out I'm allergic to gel polish. That was a pretty fun one. It was very scientific. I use a lot of acetone. Okay. Fibers. Maybe this one. I think this is a good sparse looking one. With this fresh paint, you don't have to paint it everywhere. It's coming so well. But also a fresh bottle of paint makes a difference. Some bull crap on here. I can't get it. Alright, so that's 3. Let's, for shiggles, well, I don't know if I want to completely cover any of these up. Let's try this. We'll do a little sideways thing. You guys are awfully quiet. Is the chat or the stream broken? I think it is. Come on, stream, get your life right. Eagerly waiting for the stamping. I gotcha. We need to pick one more. One more. What about like this up and down one? I think that's pretty cool, actually. It's just like a strip down the middle. I feel like that could be fun. Yeah. Okay, so we've got 5 stamps. We've got a clean plate. Clean your plates. Let's put our dirty paper towel over there. Clean your stampers. And by clean, I mean, you know, sorta. We have to protect these. I'm gonna stick these actually in the nail dryer to hurry it up for a second, because there's some spots that are still wet and we need to put aqua topper on these. Oh, good night, Skittles. Thanks for coming, though. We're having a good time. If y'all know The Sims, this is a cow plant from that video game. I got paint splattered up in here, apparently, on the nail dryer. Smooth move. I think they're dry. Turn off. I'm going to take my acetone brush and dab it off on a paper towel and kind of clean up, because I got some paint that's just all in my cuticles. Like, this could come off with water, and it may end up having to be that, but I just kind of thought that it would be faster if I used acetone, but it doesn't seem like that's necessarily true, because it might just be a lot of paint. Yuck. Also could just wait till after and just wash your hands, which is a viable option. Okay. All right. Aqua topper. Gotta seal in our paints. And because these are watercolors, like, technically, even though they're dry, if you add more water, you can still manipulate it and push the paint around and stuff. So if you don't like your pattern, you can move it. That's one of the fun parts. But this will help you not move it by accident when you go to putting paint and stuff on top of it. This nail's full of crap. It's like, what the... This is the butt crack of my nail is full of poo. It's disgusting. Alright. While that dries, I'm going to try and clean that crack out. Yuck. That's real nasty. There you go. Now you can see it too. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to wash my hands. It has had a rough day. That's probably the one we're going to try and use the most full cover stamp on. But we learned a lesson. We learned, don't watercolor two colors together that are just going to turn into brown. Matter of fact, let me just flip that up while my hand is in here. So you're not just looking at my arm. Are you tired? Oh no, it's bedtime. It's 7:30. I feel you. Not me though. I am going to resist my sleep because I am on vacation now. Today was my last day of work before my vacation. Not that I'm going anywhere, like I'm gonna be here. But I do not have to work again for the rest of November. And so that is cool. And I'm gonna try and have fun with that time. On Saturday, I think it will. I think the stamps will help. Yes, that nail is tired. Reading is fundamental. So stupid. Yeah, on Saturday I'm going to do, at some point, probably in the morning, another live stream, and I'm going to take off both of these nail structure. Like, we're going to go down to regular nail bed, because I need to put on new extensions. These are getting kind of lifty and grown out, so we got to get them off of there and start over. We don't want no oops-a-daisies. Alright. Now we'll go in with the Sèche Vive. Let me flip that back around. Sèche Vive. Make us a hard shell. You know, as much as this camera thinks that it autofocuses, it does not. And I am not smart enough to know how to make it actually do it. So I have to reach up there and like half push the button whenever I change the height of my hand, because moving it even an inch will make it out of focus. So one day I'm gonna meet someone who knows how to use my camera and can teach me how to use it. And then they'll also teach me how to use my lights and color balance. That's the dream. Hello! Welcome! Thanks for coming! You missed the poo party, but now we've got these fancy dancy marbles that we're going to be putting our stamps over. But it needs to go back in the dryer for a second. I mean like 60 of them. This stream has been cursed. It's just been doing us dirty this whole time. It's still got that little error up there. Talking about the bit rate. I don't know what to do about that. I might try looking at it again. That's all I did earlier. Thank you. We picked them out together, one nail at a time. I wish that would turn off instantly and not take so long because it's kind of annoying. That fan. Let's see if this will tell me anything. Probably it won't. What is your complaint? Not receiving enough video, but it doesn't actually say why. Why? Why? Yeah, it does work a lot better than the first time. The first time was awful, but I think it's because of that add-on that I put in here, which I don't know how to get it out. I'm gonna have to figure it out because it's something you install. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. I think it'll run better. And then somehow now it's back talking about excellent connection. Far be it from me. I'm learning things on Google. But it says excellent connection now, so hopefully it'll speed back up the way that it's supposed to be. Let's check these. Okay. Yes, we can stamp on these now. This one is rough on the side. I need to flip this back so you can see. Get that out of here. Let's zoom in some more. Yeah, this one over here, texturally, I don't think I did a good job top coating that. That's nasty. I don't like the way that feels. But other than that, they're good enough to stamp on. So we got the sticky base coat that I like to use. If I can open it. It's probably covered in sticky base coat. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side because we actually need to decide which one is going on which finger. So, these two are the biggest, so I think one of them has to be the thumb. Maybe this one, because that's nice. So I think we'll put that for the thumb. And then I think maybe this one for here. And should we do this one here? Or should we save it for a different one? I'm thinking we might... I don't know. Should this go on the index finger or the pinky? It's cool, but it's gonna... I feel like this one needs a lot of coverage. I feel like maybe we should use this one, but then... I think that's probably going to be the most responsible decision. So then we have to decide. Either we just do this one as a strip on here, or we put it on the pinky. But this one's so big, I feel like it would be better suited. And so this one should be the pinky one. What do you think? Does that line up make sense? Let me zoom back out. Like this. My glares. Skinny one on the pinky. I think that's a good idea too. Alright, let's do it. Amazing. Look. I'm gonna crack that loose and put it back on. It's because it's covered in sticky base coat. There we go. I'm not very clean with my bottles. So I just do 2 nails at a time because if I do more than that, I don't move fast enough and they'll be dry before I get to them. If you have not heard of Pretty Fingers by Robin, it's an independent stamping plate brand. That's where the tie-dye one came from. I got some other ones over here because they do a release every week. So we've got this. We've got like these pillows. I've got a bunch of fall words. Got these pocket and zippers. And these cowboy boots. I want to use these with the Tyler's Trinkets Nail Daddy to do some cool stuff. But definitely, if you want some different type of stamping plates, check her out. So this I usually like to give it about 30 seconds, and you can just kind of tap the side to see how dry it is. That one's not near dry enough. That one's dry enough. We want it to be tacky. And I'm just going to look down it and try to do my best to center it. It's not entirely centered, but I think it will do. I need to change the paper on my lint roller. It's not hardly lint rolling. Okay. That's what we got on that one. It's not bad. Definitely is going to need a little bit of cleaning up. But that's okay. Yeah. That's all right. We can still see the colors. All right. Now this one. I think I want to flip it around this way. And try and make it go top to bottom. There we go. Get that pushed on there good. I think that one looks good. Now you can see. Yeah. Got a lot of overhang. Yes, yes, and I even talked about it, and we said for science, I picked them up with my thumb and my middle finger. The first one I picked up with my thumb and my index finger, but then I remembered. And I feel like, even though these weren't difficult stamps to pick up, I felt like I could feel the difference of the pressure. So I think we're on to something. That's just disgusting. I can't even get to clean that up. I'll clean them up later. Let's put some more of this sticky base coat. I can't stop laughing at this index finger. It's so gross. I'm going to scrub that clean, though. I think this one actually is my favorite color combo currently. It's so, like, heavenly with the gold sparkling and then the blue over the white. It kind of seems cloudish. Like, I like these ones over here as well for their color combos, and I like this one. But just the vibe of this one, I think, is my favorite. I could even get down with, like, doing a whole nail set with those two colors. So, if you guys do some watercoloring, do those two colors. They're good. Just went into autopilot, and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Let me wave these around. Oh, no, we're going back into that stupid laggy mode. I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to get this add-on off of here, and then it should start working again normal for Saturday. I think it's good that we picked a nail design that's not way too covering to go with this one, because it's so pretty. Amazing. Now the camera died. I gotta change the battery. Today has been a day, y'all. Your favorite too is the index. Why? Because it's so gross. So funny. Alright, 1 second. Let me change this battery. I gotta do this by feel because it's on the back side of the camera. I got it with my pokey nail. Come on. Haha, successful. 1 sec. Okay. We're on. What y'all talking about? Okay. Now this guy. I wanna try and get this to just kind of like that and then splatter across. like that. So it does kind of leave our brown bits out, but that's okay. That's part of the design. If you act like everything is intentional, nobody will question you about it. That's a life hack. Write that down. Yeah, that's okay. Please, how about let us look at them? They're a very different vibe. We gotta put some sticky on here. The middle one's my favorite. Oh no. Phone give you problems on the Wi-Fi, huh? I put a lot. That's probably gonna take a minute to dry. Oops. All right. Everybody pick your favorites. Rank them. This is my number 1. Got some fuzz over here on this one now. That's great. I think this is my number 2 though, because I do like the pink and black combo and I like that pattern, obviously. I like the stamp pattern on this one better than the stamp pattern on this one, but I like the colors on this one better than the colors on this one. And this guy's not even been judged yet, so we don't know. I have a Pixel. I like it okay, but I feel like they overhype the camera technology in it. Like, it's fine, but the editing software is not suitable for a standalone editing software. You can't hardly even control adding like overlays. Like, if you want to put text on top of it, you can. That's ridiculous. Stay strong for this index, fella. Alright, let's see if this is... I mean, it's still kind of sticky, but I think it'll be fine. Surely it won't slide much. That's fun. It's like a pink and orange tiger. Look at all the orange I've got underneath. That's disgusting. Good thing I have a scrub brush at my bathroom sink so I can clean that out. That is still sticky. Yeah, that's not bad. That, dare I say, is my 3rd favorite. It has been, hasn't it, Jessica? Especially for technology. Thumb, then ring, then middle, then pinky, then pointer. This is the bane. It's so funny. Get out of here, notifications. Yeah. Okay. We have to aqua top these again. But first, actually, while I let that sticky dry a little bit, let me clean this lint roller paper off, because God, it can't clean up nothing. There we go. A nice clean stamper is a thing of beauty. You just need a clean lint roller. There we go. That makes me much happier. Close those up. I often have my stampers sitting next to my nail dryer, and I get a little paranoid that if I leave them open that they'll get like dry, though I continue to leave them open and they don't get dry. But let's aqua top these so they can go in the dryer. It's raining here. Let me know if you live somewhere where it's also raining, because it's really killing my vibe. It started raining yesterday, and it seems like it's gonna just keep doing that, and I don't like it. I would like to have some nice weather. I got a dress I'm trying to put on. Y'all may have seen it on my socials. How long has it been raining on you? It's gross. Can't enjoy going out of my house when I'm going to be hit with the raindrops. You know, I can say at least I'm not also being snowed on. That would be unpleasant for me. I don't know if I did a very good job with the top coat on this one because I just remembered that it was like textured and there's a string in it, but in the dryer it goes. I'm actually happy with all of them as well. I feel like putting the stamps on really helped with some of those patterns and colors. But I think all together, especially if you kind of like do this, they look great. They're a lot of fun. And once I get them all nice and top coated in and they look smooth and magnified, I think that will help. If it would ever get sunny out, I could even take photos. Ugh, squishy ground, right? I wouldn't dare try and go into my yard right now. Nope, I would just be in the grass, I'm sure. I'm trying to give this a little bit of extra time in this dryer. Thanks, girl. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. I was excited to do these nails and I had to resist the urge to do them while I was at work because, you know, I work right there at that part of the desk, which is super convenient. But I was like, no, let me wait. It was hard. Alright, thank you so much for hanging out. Have a great dinner. Let's put some Seche Vive on here. Once I get them top coated in and get them dry, I'll go scrub my hand off and then we can have a look at it. Since it's dark outside and wet. I've been thinking about makeshifting like a nail photographing station by the window in my living room, since I can't really photograph them outside currently. But I haven't experimented with how well that's actually going to work out because I don't know how much light's going to come. It's raining. Yeah. No. Not quite. I mean, you don't you don't have to be strong-armed if you gotta go. But no, we're not quite done because I still gotta finish them, but I was just saying. I know. But I do want to scrub the poo crevice off and all that good stuff. It seems like when the thing gets weird, when I open the YouTube Studio, which I don't need to have open because all of this is in OBS, it just gets its life together. So I'm going to open it back up, which was not a problem previously, but hopefully will be rectified when I get this other software out of here. So get to. And now it's back to excellent condition. I'm just gonna fold it. We'll just put it down. There we go. Well, we were talking about this earlier, practicing a technique of holding your stamper with your middle finger and your thumb when you roll it across. That way it forces you to use a lighter pressure and increases your likelihood of being able to pick up your stamp. So I usually do it like this, but per conversation today I experimented with this, and I think it feels different. These weren't particularly difficult stamps to pick up, so the proof is not yet in the pudding, but it is a potential. So if you do struggle with getting them to pick up, try doing it by holding it with these two fingers and see if you do a lighter touch and if it works better. But remember, with stamping, you gotta be fast, otherwise your stamp's dry. So, on Saturday, when I take these nails off, what nail shape should we put on? Should we do long nails or medium nails? Right now I have on mediums. These are what I call my safety nails because they're the short length for me. But long nails give us more to play with. But also, I like stilettos and I like coffins, so that's why I have one of each hand, but sometimes they match. But I also do like a nice Russian shape. Sometimes, like, some call it a pipe, some call it a Russian coffin. And then I even have what's called an edge, which I consider to be more like a Russian stiletto. They're pretty cool and very sharp. So, like, what fun shapes should we think about doing? I'm not a round nail, and I don't really like almond. And my coffins often turn square because they get fat when I paint them. So I'm like, I don't really need to start with a square to make that happen. Like, what are your favorite nail shapes? Long? I've been thinking about putting the long ones back on because I really do like having the more space to paint. But I've been over here trying to let my nails grow out and have some less dangerous times, because previously when I had some super long ones on there, I kept bending them and that hurts. Oh, yes, it is probably very difficult to stamp with gel polish, especially if it's not designed for stamping. I've never even used stamping gel. I just use the regular stamping polish, and it's always worked great. And you can use it over gel and under gel because it dries so quickly. It's not really an issue. So I just don't see a need to have a gel version also. And I'm a nail polish girly. The edge of this is very unpleasant. We'll buff it. Buffing solves everything. That one also. Yeah. That one's okay. I'll probably put some more top coat also after I get done scrubbing all this poo crack off. Let me turn it around for y'all again. This is what we got so far. There we go. I think that top coating really helps. It brings it a long way. Looks cute, right? The underside's not so much. Especially this one. That's gross. Long stilettos. That sounds like fun. I do love a long stiletto. Edge. Should I do one edge and one stiletto? They're in the same family, but they are different. Or should I do matching shapes? What do you think? I'm gonna go wash my disgusting hand, and I will be right back. So in the meantime, let me know one hand and one hand or matching hands and what we should put on them. So, one second. Okay. What we got here? Yes! I tell myself all the time, I don't need that stamping plate, but, I mean, do I? Because they're on there. One of each. Yeah, we can do one of each. Look, girl. My hands don't have to match. If I had 4 hands, they probably wouldn't match. Here's what we got. No more poo crack. That helps. Looks much better. Still looks like Jamaica. But that's okay. This one's still my favorite. But I think these look good. And so, like, you could use just, like, a color for the stamp instead of black also. And so that's one way you can use it. I like this one. This one, the way that the lines go, it almost gives me like we're looking through palm fronds, like in a jungle situation out into the sunset. Like, you see what I mean? They look a little bit leafy. That's cool. Yeah, I like them. Matching shapes. Team one of each. Boy, tough choices. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll just bring a couple of options and we'll finalize our decisions. But now we are finished. I will put some cuticle oil on it just because I can. But it's not particularly dry because I just washed my hands with, I guess, moisturizing hand soap because they're not super nasty. And then also, I didn't have to acetone them a ton of times. But they're cute, and if we ever get some daylight, I might get some good photos. I'll probably have to take some inside, which is not as good, but fun anyway. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for bearing with me through all these weird tech issues. I'm going to get that other little dual recording software off of here, so hopefully that will resolve any more issues, because that's annoying. I'd rather only be able to just do it the one and that's it. But anyway, thanks again. I'll see you guys later.